Hey everyone, we're back with another Daily Cowboys recap. I'm Mary Rominger, he's Larry Ramirez, and we're both here at Cowboys training camp in Oxnard, California, reporting for KSAT 12 Sports. Now Larry, there have been two practices leading up to Get Back Together Saturday across the NFL for the Dallas Cowboys, but today marked the official start of training camp because it was the opening ceremony, the day of the opening ceremony, and that all went down right behind us. We saw the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders take the field. Of course, the fans love it when they get to see the Cowboys cheerleaders. Also, Jerry Jones addressed the fans, and he presented the Oxnard mayor with a sizable donation. So overall, a pretty eventful day.
It was very eventful. I think that check was, what, $25,000?
Yeah.
Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys do that every single time they're out here. That's awesome to see. But I will say this, I'm a little surprised at the amount of fans here today. In my previous experiences, this place was packed. The stands over here to my right, completely full. But this last section, not so much. And I don't quite get why. I guess I know prices and things, they're higher, so maybe that's part of the reason. The crowd that was out here was a little quiet, and then there was one gentleman that really started getting everybody pumped up, and then after that, he put a lot of life into the crowd.
Are you talking about the guy that just kept saying, "Here we
Yes,
go"?
that's the one.
That's always a crowd favorite when you can yell Dak's cadence before So anyways, a great day one as far as the opening presser goes. Now, afterward, and maybe this is why the crowd wasn't as into it, was because there was what the Cowboys call a mock style game, which is very similar to a walkthrough. And now what we saw was them go up and down the field running through plays, very casual, not dressed, no one except maybe a few guys wearing helmets. So not too much to cheer for.
Yeah, and the thing is, the ones wearing helmets are basically the ones with the radios inside, so they're the ones communicating, calling plays, that kind of stuff. But yeah, it was less violent than a touch football game, okay? Like, there really just wasn't much going on, so I can understand why the fans weren't as hyped, I guess, as normal, but still, they got to see the Cowboys run through specific situations, and Dak throw the ball and all that, so it was still fun, but it just wasn't as hype as normal. Yeah,
and you know what? This first week of camp is a ramp-up period. You heard all week Coach McCarthy say that repeatedly. It's a ramp-up week. We're slowly getting back into things. And right after they've wrapped up their mock-style game, got a chance to catch up with running back Deuce Vaughn, another a fan favorite. Everyone loves to yell Deuce whenever he does anything. And I asked him if it being year two, if a practice like that where you're playing a mock style game, if it felt more comfortable than in years past. And he said, yeah, that's one really positive takeaway, is that things like that, there's not really many hiccups. We're fluid, we're going through the motions, and it's all looking good. All right, so now what's coming up for the team? They're scheduled to practice tomorrow, and on Tuesday is their first padded practice.
Correct. It's supposed to be padded on Tuesday. They're going to have Monday off. Tomorrow, as you just said, Sunday is a practice session, and we are scheduled to sit down with team owner and general manager Jerry Jones tomorrow, making his yearly presence with KSAT 12, but he sits down with all the channels from Dallas and San Antonio, and we get a chance to talk with him and just, ramble and talk and ask him and, see what he thinks.
Yeah, last year when you talked to him, it was very entertaining. He had some stories that I learned a lot of things in your interview.
He does have some stories, and I'll be sure to ask him about the contract situation with CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott. Hopefully by tomorrow there'll be more revelations and we'll have a better idea of where things are going.
Yeah, right now his holdout, he being CeeDee Lamb, continues with the Dallas Cowboys. So that was one of the most disappointing aspects of today for the fans, at least, is not seeing CeeDee and not having an update on where his contract stands. All right, that's it from the opening ceremony day. From us here in Oxnard, California, our coverage has been rampant all week, live in the early shows, great reports, one-on-ones you've had, and our coverage will continue through the weekend. and you can watch all of our coverage up to this point on KSAT.com. If you go to the KSAT, or if you go to the sports tab, look up Cowboys Training Camp, and you can find it all there. That's it from myself, Mary, and Larry. We'll see you guys tomorrow.